Well, I made it. I'm live. I think. Check my Shure mic. Where am I? Huh? Yeah, okay, good. That mic's coming through. I found some lo-fi music. Runs for 3 hours. Put it in the background. I don't know if I'm going to yap too much today. Streaming on the, what's the word for it? Quarter millennia anniversary of the founding of the greatest nation on earth, the United States of America. Where's I going with this? Yeah, so doing this midday because there's going to be a fireworks show late in the evening, hosted by Battleship Texas. They're going to like fire off, do a pyro blast, guns from blast from the turrets of Battleship Texas. So along with a fireworks and drone show down in Galveston. So gonna go and see that for this later this evening. That's not until doesn't start until 7 in the evening. I will not be dressed up like this because it is summer, so I'm not gonna go around in a freaking flannel. Maybe I should bring a flannel just in case. I don't know. It's the coast. It could get chilly. I don't know. Let me look up the weather. Galveston. Galveston, Texas. It'll be in the 80s. Oh, there's risk of rain, unfortunately. It should be dropped down by the time they want to do the fireworks. Hopefully it goes through. So, I did go out to, I pigged out and went to, a local diner place that did, lemon ricotta pancakes. I actually went in because I remembered they had a PB&J French toast. So it was like, maybe I want to try that. Then I showed the menu to my parents and said, okay, the lemon ricotta pancakes or the PB&J peanut butter and jelly that is French toast. Which one? And they all went with the pancakes for some reason. Oh my god, the portion sizing at this place was way too much. No. I cringe at thinking about the amount of food I waste. I only, it was 4 pancakes and it reached, nearly a foot wide in diameter. Just come on. Lower the portion prices. Make it slightly cheaper. Something that I can actually end up eating. Holy crap. Texas definitely is the land of plenty. America is the land of plenty with the portion sizes that we enjoy. Oh, featured story. Texas Hill Country marks 1 year since deadly July 4th flood. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had those floods out in the Hill Country, in between, either north or south of Austin, where there was, that poor house full of girls at a Christian summer camp got carried away. Last I heard, there may be some news that place was not given certification to host again in the new flood zone that they created. So... and this happens every other 3/4 of a decade that there's some sort of flooding up in the hill country out there. So hopefully we don't get that again. I don't know. We're in some weird weather panel where it is like really hot up in the Northeast, such that everyone is like complaining about Mamdami's communism, about suggesting everyone put their ACs to 78. And then you see Matt Walsh coming out and saying like, fuck you, commie. I'm going to keep mine at 68 the entire day. Although Matt Walsh, I'm pretty sure, lives in Nashville at this point. I think Daily Wire like completely uprooted itself from Los Angeles and is now operating mainly out of Nashville or Tennessee somewhere. But Ben Shapiro fucked off to Miami because I guess there's a better Jewish community out there, or a fellow Jewish community out there. Probably not a strong one out in Nashville. Even my mom's complaining about the heat out there. She was thinking that she was going to go out for the evening or something, but no, it's just oppressively hot out there. It's also a little bit hot out here, but probably not, you know, that unusual for Texas. And then again, I'm hanging out mostly indoors. I did eat outside because it wasn't that oppressively hot to eat out in the shade early in the morning at the restaurant I went to. Meanwhile, places in Idaho and Wyoming are getting snowstorms. Weird. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, I guess I should bring up the one thing that's America talking adjacent. Let me get up Brave browser. Yarvin and crew are going the frick at it again. There we go. Yeah, Curtis Yarvin and co are going at it again. Oh my god, how far back and forth does it go? Oh yeah. Oh, this was an interesting one. Interesting post. I guess I should follow this guy. I'm on my account, not my observer account, as you can see at the bottom. What is your most esoteric theory? Let's see here. Okay, this no, not that. I'm not gonna touch that one. Where was Dan Davis had something? Oh, some of the copper mined in Michigan during the Archaic period made it to Europe? No. No. We had plenty of copper across, or Europe had plenty of copper mines all dotted all across it. Tracing where the tin came from, though, that was the weird one. Either it was coming from like Afghanistan, someplace in Spain, or Cornwall in modern day Great Britain. No, the Phoenicians were not sending an expedition all the way out to Michigan to get copper out there. Maybe if there was like a secret tin supply that was maybe a little bit closer to the coast, that could be a little bit more believable considering how rare tin was. But no. Okay. Darn it, where was it? Dan Davis said something about oh yeah. Proto-Indo-European is a Western hunter-gatherer language. And I piped up saying we're going to need a Robert Eggers film about the lone Western hunter-gatherer from Scandinavia who travels to the Stredny-Stog people and becomes their king. The Stredny-Stog people are the... Geneticists are looking at them and saying, these guys are probably the Proto-Indo-Europeans. Oh yeah. Anime Expo is going on. Completely missed with that shit. I have to be patriotic for this weekend. Anime pushed to the side. I'll probably watch an anime later in the evening. I finished up season 2 of Free Rent, or season 3. I can't keep track at this point. That was nice. But seriously, Robert Eggers should like make a film based off of some of Dan Davis's work. Maybe not his vampire series. But some of his like Indo-European stuff could make a decent that like might gel with Eggers because they're dealing with like weird you know, Eggers is very good at, you know, just accepting an era for what it was and then playing with that mostly. Be it the Northman or the Witch or Nosferatu. And taking it seriously and giving it gravitas, I guess you could say. So, Yeah, seriously, Alexander, or what was his name? Robert Eggers should make a movie off of, honestly, I would do it off of his, supposed, free, Dan Davis's free book about retelling of the Perseus myth, but in from a Proto-Indo-European perspective, so to speak. Because you got the elements there, because he's got, you know, a big baddie and a monster, you know, humans that are more or less monsters. Looking forward to his film about werewolves. All right, but going back to this, so what's your most esoteric history theory? What's mine? I don't have an original thought on this one I can spitball right here, but of course, Kaiser von Longengram, so a guy whose literal profile picture is the emblem of a good dictator, I guess you could say, in the form of Kaiser von Longengram from the Legend of Galactic Heroes. I should probably learn the Japanese name because it's probably a little bit more linguistically concise. Who fights and I guess and defeats pseudo Space America in that series. But Kaiser's a good guy because he is a staunch American with a deep understanding of American history. Let's see here. The American patriots in the War for Independence were actually far more made up of what we would consider far-right reactionaries, seeking sovereignty over their own soil, which they spilt blood to acquire, that they believed they were more Anglo than the Anglos, as the act of colonization was a revitalization of the Saxons from first principles. The Saxons being like the Anglo-Saxons and Jews, the Germanic tribes from northwestern Germany and southern Denmark, who invaded what is now England and colonized it. To form the various Saxon kingdoms, which would then coalesce into England. Such that Steve Saylor he either came up with the quote initially himself or somebody else came up with it. He's trying to quote somebody else who said that England is the America of Germany. I.e., England is a colonization project that came out of Germany. How America was a colonization project that came out of England, so too is England a colonization project that came out, or process, I guess you could say. Project sounds like there's too much of a hand involved, an overarching hand involved in it. Unless you're religious and you believe it was God, whatever. Back to this. Those principles being the act of warring in and settling in a new land after crossing the sea, that the War for Independence was the true throwing off of the Norman yoke with a renewed and recently birthed ethnic group known as Americans, the descendants of Hengist and Horsa. Of course, yeah, Thomas Jefferson wanted Hengist and Horsa to be the seal on the seal of the United States, to trace back to our Anglo-Saxon lineage. And then this was actually how much of America, certainly descendants of the founding stock, actually more or less understood America to be. Maybe not all of them. Maybe the hyper elite did. That the things I'm saying are literally all throughout writings and documents and speeches that have been forgotten and deliberately selected against the teaching which happened after America's third founding in the 1960s with the civil rights regime. Yeah. Liberty and the Anglo-Saxons. Has not every restitution of the Anglo-Saxon laws had happy effects? It is not better now that we return at once into the happy system of our ancestors, the wisest and most perfect ever yet devised by the wit of man, as stood before the 8th century. Thomas Jefferson, August 13, 1776. So here's Thomas Jefferson calling out Saxon laws. And then here's Curtis Yarvin just having to be a freaking contrarian. The American Revolution, spiritually brown, we was Saxons and shit. Now, this is a play on we was Kangs and shit from, you know, Afrocentrism, but, you know, like saying, oh, we were pharaohs, or trying to, like, hype up Mansa Musa and stuff. Like, no, we have a clear descendant, and, you know, far ours is a little bit more humble than and real than blacks trying to claim the pharaonic Egypt was a black civilization. Like, no, we can point to these independent kingdoms, and theirs is less a story of grandeur and whatchamacallit, and, you know, big structures that, you know, are more materialistically appealing, instead of the story of a group settling and conquering an area and forming a more free society amongst themselves through that, instead of looking at the material abundance of a greater civilization and trying to claim it for yourself. If you get what I'm meaning. Like, black people or certain segments of black people trying to claim pharaonic Egypt for themselves, which is one, false. They weren't sub-Saharan African blacks. And then just going because, oh, they were far more looking at the wealth and grandeur of that civilization. Let's pick this up. You know, the pyramids, the tombs, the riches. Certainly there are far more developed riches, archaeological riches, you could say, among the Anglo-Saxons, like looking at the famous helmet from the Sutton Hoo burial mound. You don't see something like that out of pharaonic Egypt. Well, maybe you can find something like the pharaohs. Never mind, not going to get into that point. But, you know, we don't have grand pyramids and stuff for all these Saxons. We have burial mounds, ships, and the legend of Beowulf. You know, claiming to that, you know, is maybe a little less, you know, materialistic. So not we was kangs and shit. We was settlers. And we were dropping the Ebonics for a moment. No, we are descended from a bold settling people that go forth out into the world and make something new for themselves and end up a freer people because of that. All right. Many revolutionaries were good people who in the 1780s saw how bad the outcomes from their shitty political philosophy had been and organized a counter-revolution in 1789. TJ himself made a pretty good king. Okay, so 1789, I'm guessing he means like when we adopted the Constitution, because there was a point in between the War for Independence. Well, even through the War of Independence, we had the Articles of Confederation, which were not strong enough for a nation state. So we adopted the Constitution, which gave a far stronger national government, but set bounds, good bounds on its power, and respected the states, because we couldn't completely tread on the states, but we had to like, all right, come on guys, we got to have more national unity. We have to have a strong central government. I guess maybe you could say that. And there is something to be said that the founders, I remember Scott Greer was going on a book, found a book said that was looking at the various founders and how by the time of their deaths, they were looking at America and saying that the project had gotten beyond itself from what they had once hoped it would be and got a little bit more vulgar. And what was his name? Thomas Wood, or whoever that famous historian that died recently on the radicalism of the American Revolution, famous author. Yeah, definitely became, you could say America became a far more proletarian nation after the founding than what the founders had intended. For better, for worse, I'd say probably a little bit for the better. And even, what's his face? If I can find it. Joey makes peach cobbler. Oh my god, what is this freaking picture? I got a sorry. No, 1812 and the death of the and enlightenment. God, where is it? Call me Ezekiel. God damn it. Oh yeah, he basically at the end here he declared that basically by the end of the 1812, the idea of America as an Enlightenment state built off of the principles of the Enlightenment from Locke to Rousseau, whatever seven, was dead, and that founding generation moved into the past, and now we're forming into far more groups: the Southern Plantations era, the Southern Plantation sector, the Northeastern more puritanical sector of America, and the growing industrialist era and yeoman farmer region, and then the further west, which was, you know, cowboy land, was forming. And the old enlightened elite of America, that had washed away by the end of the War of 1812. And you can definitely see this with the coming of Andrew Jackson. So America definitely reinvented itself pretty shortly after its own creation. Goes after this. Let's see here. It's not even remotely spiritually brown because it's literally the direct bloodline ancestry, and they literally crossed an ocean in order to go to the fight and settle and build their civilization. It's far more grounded than we was monarchs and shit. Yeah, if anything, Yarvin's like obsession with monarchism is far more pathetic, because like you look at the monarchies across Europe and like none of these guys like will stand up to their own governments. Not King Charles. If anything, he's probably like, if we get like a hard right-wing government, reform or otherwise, in Great Britain, Charles may just like abdicate, like saying, I don't believe in this stuff that's coming on. Like people think like King Charles is like way too partial to Islam, even though he's supposed to be head of the Church of England. The Norwegian, like the best case against monarchism in the modern day is looking at modern day monarchs and how what's the advanced word I'm looking for? Weak and servile to their democratic and increasingly annoyingly leftist governments. They are subservient, I guess you could say. Not willing to stand up to it. Even going back, I remember there's like some like controversy that happened in England in 1911 that further gimped the House of Lords, and like conservative factions in the government were trying to tell the king like, no, don't give in to the Liberal Party to further weaken the institutions of government, to just make the House of House of Lords even more of like a window dressing that it is and stuff. And the king, whoever it was, George or whatever, who I guess was king through World War One, succumbed to it. So best case against monarchs is modern day monarchs. We're not going to have, nobody believes in monarchism anymore, and Yarvin is just he's far more of a LARPer than people who say we are inheritors of Saxon liberty. Well, there's no real connection to the Saxons, who TJ basically knew nothing about. He wasn't a scholar of 8th century England. They would have pillaged him. Norman Yoke is a historical fanfic like Black Americans' connection to Islam or Egypt embarrassing. No, I think the Norman Yoke is definitely something that exists. Certainly it may have been like forgotten about centuries later as ethnic lines kind of blurred post-Norman invasion, but at least definitely like when the Normans showed up, they were oppressing the Saxons at a certain point, but then a new synthesis civilization came to be. Humankind cannot stand very much reality. Yeah, so immediately Kaiser Longgraham says Thomas Jefferson, who studied Saxon law code and wrote extensively of it, was a lawyer in his legal commonplace book, and later in his life wrote his essay on the Anglo-Saxon language for the University of Virginia, providing instruction at the collegiate level for how to best read and understand the ancient Saxon language, which he is fluent in. Knew nothing about the Saxons? ? What do you know about the Saxons and Thomas Jefferson, for the matter? Yes, that's fair. Like, all right, he's immediately like putting out this bold claim that Jefferson didn't know anything about the Saxons, and like even a larger quote here is just goes over like a deep understanding of the Anglo-Saxons that even that Jefferson definitely would have had touch with. So. Works on his anonymous historical essay on the English Constitution, James Burr's political disquisitions, and Catherine Macaulay's History of England. These stress Saxon annual parliaments, popular militias, jury trials, and freedoms, widely read in the colonies. Bede's ecclesiastical history, the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, and references to Alfred the Great. These provided narrative foundations, often filtered through translations or summaries. Jefferson listed Bede and related text for study. So, yeah, so Jefferson was an educated man. He would have known about the Saxons and definitely been inspired by them. So, oh, I got away with that. Oh yeah, back to here. Even going on with this, an absolutely excellent post showing the depth at which the Saxon history and lineage was understood and used by Americans during their founding era. Also, someone brought up to me the use of Saxons by the founders was no different than the use of the noble savage by the French revolutionaries. The biggest, most stark difference is that the colonials being English, which is to say Anglo, which is to say Anglo-Saxon, means they are literally just referring back to their own history of their own people from whom they descend and their direct ancestry that is extremely relevant at play. The other is that the noble savage was pure fiction. They based it off some completely false view of how Indians were. It's very easily disproven. The colonists, on the other hand, especially of the upper echelons, studied Saxon history and law codes and first-hand texts of the Saxons, which they drew directly from. You yourself can read these now. Go read the Saxon Chronicle, the laws of Ine, or Beowulf, and see yourselves in things within these texts do not resonate with you on some level. To be fair, Beowulf wasn't translated until probably after the American Revolution, so probably they were looking more at like Christianized the Anglo-Saxon realms than anything like Beowulf, even though Beowulf in its modern translation is a heavily Christianized tale, and it definitely was in its inception. What the fuck is this? The Saxon portion of the Anglo ancestry is a foreign component. Its presence is associated with the manifestation of less... What the fuck? In the part, the Anglo-American mix, but it seems very weird to be particularly praised. What are you talking about? The Saxon portion of Anglo ancestry is a foreign component? So what? Like the base trad version ancestry of Anglo-Saxon people is the completely subdued Celtic component? Brittonic Celtic component? Yarvin knows all that. He just doesn't care. He has a narrative to sell, and he's going to sell it. If you were looking for Norman, not Saxon heritage, you wouldn't even have to dig. The legal language of England for 500 years had been law, French, Norman, French. Under archaism, you often find good old leftist oikophobia. Saxonism was a way to rebel against the present regime. And it made a certain extent. Saxonism served this purpose for the 17th century rebels in the English Civil War and the 18th century rebels in America. Yes, the Saxon thread in English culture and even law survived, unlike the Romano-British. It was not a thick reed. Normanism was most of the rope. I think Sarmatism in Poland is what the fuck? Profoundly post-shit-lived phenomenon. Okay. By this logic, referring back to the situation of America being colonies under the crown is good old leftist oikophobia. Forget, oikophobia is like disgust or fear or hatred of that which is home to you. So, you know, praising other civilizations and denigrating your own. It's a concept Roger Scruton came up with. The Normans were replaced by Plantagenets, who were not themselves Norman, but an entirely different French of an entirely different French province, which means that appealing to the Normans is leftist oikophobia, as their political regime was already well phased out. They had already switched back to English by then, therefore appealing to French is also leftist oikophobia. What are we even doing here, man? It's incredible how little people understand their own history. Now, they had this whole iteration of this conversation before at one point. What the fuck? I'll read this, but Scott Greer did point out that most Americans have no idea about the Anglo-Saxons, which to me sounds like a problem in search of a solution right here, and that American education history should probably bring up like both the Enlightenment as well as old Saxon traditions that American founders were drawing upon in the Revolutionary era. I need to turn up the AC. You know, like most people, like common tellings of American Revolution talk about Greco-Roman Renaissance, not necessarily Renaissance, but history as inspiring America, as well as the Enlightenment. But the Saxon stuff definitely has been undertalked and needs to be redoubled. Like, it's a 3-point thing: the modern European Enlightenment and the likes of Locke, Saxon heritage, Saxon liberty, as well as Greco-Roman influences. We have a Senate after all. We see ourselves a republic, not a democracy, or that's what we were meant to be founded on. Democracy doesn't show up in the Constitution anywhere. The word, at least. But also, probably we also need to bring up that we're definitely a burgeoning civilization that wanted to get out from underneath the constraints of Britain, and we wanted to colonize the continent, which England was not completely up for. Remember that we had one of our grievances was that line, I forget what it was. That's restricted colonists from settling past the Appalachians because they didn't want to get into further conflicts with the Indians. Yeah, the Indian tribes west of the Appalachian Mountains. I forget what that line was, but that was one of our grievances because we wanted to settle further, and we were. And what Ezekiel brought up in one of his videos, or how old it is. One of these. Let me just like play it.
Without representation, the colonists have been paying taxes to Britain for decades, since at least the 1733 Molasses Act. They had no problems then. Was it about the constitutional limits of Parliament against levying internal taxes?
Yeah, so going over the grievances, so
unprecedented, but the distinction between internal and external taxes was completely made up by the colonists. Even if the point was valid, the British stopped raising internal taxes, and the revolution happened anyway. Was it over ideological differences, colonial liberalism versus British authoritarianism? Quoting Andrew Jackson O'Shaughnessy in The Men Who Lost America.
This is maybe one fault you can give Ezekiel is that he based his videos off of one book instead of a more broader read of history. But, you know, sometimes, you know, dedicating some videos to one specific, one pure alternate perspective, like this book, The Men Who Lost America, which is, you know, sort of like maybe, I don't know who wrote it, if he was from the US or England, trying to look back at it and say, all right, let's look at the, a wider aspect of the American battle for independence. Has some value in and of itself.
Far from conspiring to establish tyranny in America, the British regarded themselves as defending liberty and the rule of law, which they believed could be safeguarded only by upholding the supreme authority of Parliament. They described themselves as Whigs and subscribed to the principles of parliamentary government established by the constitutional arrangement of the Glorious Revolution of 1688. On the eve of the American Revolution, there were popular conspiracy theories on both sides of the Atlantic. Just as colonial radicals believed that the king and a government cabal were scheming to destroy liberty in America, the British government attributed the revolution to the machinations of a small minority of rebels who wanted to seize power and declare independence. The government regarded the revolutionaries as establishing tyranny, with their suppression of all dissent and their use of coercion to enforce compliance.
Yeah, that is like something you could say that the measures that the colonies took, the colonial governments, or the state governments, as I guess they were at this point, were enforcing compliance against loyalists. So, you know, oh, you're free, except if you're loyal to the crown at this point. Then you have to recognize that at a certain point, something's got to give. Can't be like, you can't have free association and freedom for those who are explicitly against your political project.
During the first year of the war, there was the anomaly that both sides claimed to be fighting to defend the British Constitution. Perhaps all of this was really just a pretext for a more fundamental dispute.
All right, this is what it's getting into.
The 13 colonies had diverged from those of England. The colonists had become a new, uniquely American people, one with a different destiny from that of Great Britain. The Americans wanted to expand west, but British interests lay increasingly in Asia. The colonists wanted to use their growing strength.
Why the heck is Iraq completely cut out like it's a lake?
To build their own empire, not Great Britain's. And the colonists realized that, whatever historical and political ties they once had, the British could no longer stop them. In other words, perhaps the American Revolution happened for no other reason than that it could. In matters of history, that's often been reason enough.
I always found that to be a very profound statement. The reason the American War of Independence happened is because it could. Because realistically, when you look at it, America was like 13 million people. Like, we're across a giant and vast area, larger than England, even just like the pure 13 colonies. There's no way that the England that far away could massively impose a giant occupation across America to suppress it. They could only, as he goes into this video, is like, the only way they could win is like appealing to loyalists within America. And so like, see, the only way you could conceive of ever holding America in the War of Independence is there's a bunch of radicals and we just have to beat them down and bring back the loyalist contingent in America, and get them into power and running things. But the Patriots dominated and took control of the government and were able to hold out, and able to get some wins to then turn this into a global war, getting Spain and France involved. Everyone else that wanted to take down the British once, who were sitting at like the top of the world after the war, 7 Years' War, the French and Indian War. So again, there's the inspirations for the American Revolution and the War for Independence, Saxon liberty, Enlightenment thought, Greco-Roman inspirations, and also we were becoming our own nation and wanted to seek our own destiny, free from the constraints of Britain. So, with all that said, still at 38 minutes, I'm going to call it and get into the game now and pick up where I left off 1 year ago in the game. And I just realized I'm going through Napoleon Total War and Empire Total War. I can't, there's no place to just start off as America. I think I actually had to beat the campaigns for American independence to do a 1783 start as America and Empire Total War. And look at Napoleon Total War. I guess I have to find some mod or some, let's see here, I don't know, expansion for Napoleon Total War, see if I can even play as America in that. Do I not have the definitive edition at this point? I got Steam open. Wait, I had the Peninsular Campaign, Coalition Battle Pack, Imperial Eagle Pack. Two items in this thing. All right. Am I missing anything from this? I have all the DLC for Napoleon. What am I going to get out of this? Yeah, I already have everything. I guess I bought the definitive edition, so... Yeah, there's no way. I don't think there's any way to play as America in Napoleon Total War. So, Empire Total War it is then. All right, let me just read out some announcement. Turn up the lo-fi music in the background. Oh my god, Nemitz got kicked off Twitter. God, it's over. Never more reason to be blackpilled than that. How the hell did he get kicked off? Hopefully he gets back out. I don't know. I'm in his Telegram chat. I don't know if he's going to resuscitate it, but he probably is just happy being on Substack at this point. All right, good. I just checked that the link actually goes where I want it to go. All right. Not that browser. Go to gaming. All right, Empire Total War. Here we come. I need to turn up the AC a bit and change. Uh-oh. God damn it. Game capture gonna pick it up. Full screen. Is my camera gonna pick up my mouth movements? Yeah, apparently. I'm gonna turn up the AC. All right. I can just continue campaign. Remember, so I left off 1 year ago. God. Everything's captive. I'm surrounded on all sides by different armies. All these armies out here. Who's this? Gentlemen agents. Big spending. What can these guys even do? I forget. I have one main army in Philadelphia. Well, let's see if I can start off a battle and wipe these this pitiful little army out. Reinforcing armies, ranger skirmishers. They have a lot of cannons. I completely forget how to play this. All right. Well, let's just get into it and see if I completely butcher this.
A straight line of units is not always the best formation. A kink, V, or step will create a point in the line where two of your units can engage one of theirs. Exploit this, but remember, it works both ways.
Oh, I can't move my cannons through here, can I? Let's see here. God, I wish I could zoom out far more than I can. Wow, this is just wild how far it's like. Who even is this general?
Artillery is able to target an area of ground whether or not enemy troops occupy it. In this way, it can deny areas of the battlefield to the enemy, flush out hidden units, or destroy defenses. Select any unlimbered artillery and right-click on an area of ground to bombard it. Click on the Halt button to cancel the bombardment.
Oh, we're moving. Want to gang up with their reinforcements. Oh, speed up. We're shooting, not necessarily to any great effect. Can I just go in and swarm the fucking... They have their cannons just out there like that. Let's see if I can just go in and smoke them and then... Or snuff them out real quick and then move out. Got them in melee mode, so... I mean, these guys could come in here and immediately shoot it. Let's see here. Oh, so they got their own opposing militia? Shit. Alright, just,
Clicking on the melee button in the bottom right of the screen will lock the selected melee capable.
Oh, they got that murdered
into
one of
melee
my
mode.
units. Alright,
Units
get back
with
out.
White banners are routing. They've broken and are running and won't follow any more of your orders. If
Okay, so I
position
just
close
nerfed
by,
it into...
your
Alright,
general
yeah.
may be able to
They can all
rally these
fire,
troops
so,
with his special ability. If successful, you'll regain control of them.
I forgot. There's provincial cavalry and another provincial cavalry. And who's the guys who are running? Dragoons. I forget. I'm pretty sure Dragoons' entire point is to... they're supposed to actually get up close and dismount and shoot there. Alright, let's move up in a position. Faster. Man, oh, the cannons are really behind. Alright, guys, I need you to pick it up. Pick up the pace. Oh god, what the heck? Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay. OBS decided to, like, ditch out on me. Alright. They're unlimbering. 12-foot pounder artillery. What do I have here? Can I ask you to... No, not that. Alright, let's try and, like, shoot out their own artillery first. Going at a snail's pace, Schneckenkrieg, as we could call it. That's probably not even the word for snail. Getting hit. Not devastating yet. So you do that. Alright, looks like they're getting unlimbered, so... Hopefully these trees don't cause too much of a problem. Hold the line, guys. Oh, well, at least you're hitting some of these guys. Oh, how did that not do any damage? All right, fire, come on. Shooting over a ridge. That's not good. Alright, I don't like this. Digging it out like this. So. Move up our infantry. Do I have fire at will on? Yeah. Alright, that's going away. Alright, so try and hammer out the center. But you, oh wait, unlimber and... Oh, they're scattering. Shit. All right, stay on the edges. Don't get caught up on their bullshit to the side. Okay, you need to move up. Oh, the only thing left is... Oh god, they're getting into melee? Are you kidding me? Alright, break the freaking cannons and then come in here and flank. Actually, who's the heavier... Alright, you fire out that way. Leave these to the cav. Alright. Stay out of the crossfire. God damn it. Alright, hold fire. Please. Let's just end battle. Victory. Just a solid heroic victory. Really? I think it would have to be outgunned. Or outnumbered. Okay, I lost 167. Mainly this poor unit over here. This guy is in retreat.
Forward, march.
All right, we're still in New York territory, so am I regenerating or do I need to go into some place? All right. How much scratch do I have? That's some decent money. Wait. There's government policies. The New York region and the middle region, not doing good. United States, population going down. Shit. Justice, Army, Navy. Man, I don't even know what I'm doing. Commodities, furs, America. Do I have a Navy? All right, what is this? Objectives, end turn, diplomatic relations. All right, Spain, very friendly. Trade partners with the U.S. All right, I already have that locked up. And with France, so indifferent.
A new trade route has been opened between the ports of your home region and those of your trading
Okay,
partner.
so
Guard it well.
I'm trading with everyone that I
Your
can,
enemies will
so
attempt to
sucking up
raid
as
it,
much money as I can.
potentially ruining your economy.
Let's see here. Repair cost. What the heck happened in Pennsylvania? I'm blowing all my money on this. Why the heck do I have Maine of all places? There's only one Hessian line infantry out here. You have a garrison. I don't have any money, but better to have one garrison up here than nothing. And I don't have any ships. Lists. Fleets. John Jones. Clifford Brigg Adams. And, yeah, form up over here.
Make ready for battle!
Public order is bad in Pennsylvania. I'm not taxed in New York.
This panel shows you the information about an agent working for your nation. His name.
What did this
position
even
on the
do?
map,
Good swordsman,
personality
+2 to
traits,
dueling and
and
dueling, good
attributes
aim,
relating to his
doctorate,
military
+1 to
abilities
research.
are all
Guess that's what's
listed,
the point of keeping him
along with
around.
details of any ancillary characters in his entourage.
Philadelphia is not good. Well, basic roads. I just don't have any money right now to do anything. Doing for research. Physiocracy. Social contract under research. What does that even do? Brunswick's already doing research. Where's Brunswick? Oh, hey, look, there's another army over here. Merlin Fielding. Let's wipe out this guy while we can.
March to the slaughter!
Only one unit, so better get out there and... Oh my god, look at the... This guy has, like, got way too much drip. Let's go at it and be fierce.
Militia! Orders! Three line! Artillery!
Yeah, that's about right. Alright, don't wear yourselves out too much. Well, let's just get to some high ground first. We got militia infantry, militia infantry, militia infantry. Move up in a position. Hessian line infantry. Can I shoot? Can they shoot from this distance? They look like colonials. They got the blue that we would later adopt in the war. So. Oh boy. Everybody run. Get into position. Move. What are you doing? Stop. Fire! Get into it. Oh, this is going terribly. What am I doing wrong? All right, just get in there now. Charge in. All these Americans throwing a good scrap. What are you doing? Holy shit, get over here. And you freaking run. God damn. Total war controls can be a real bugger sometimes. All right, let's run these guys down, make sure that sure, everybody on them. Speed this up slightly. Don't let them get away. I want to wipe out this army so there's nothing hounding the Northeast out here. I wonder if the rule applies, like, keep it to, if you get under 5 units or less than 5 units, it wipes the unit. Not too far off at this point. But, these, freaking mercs. Loyalty to coin above country. Oh, that's where the unit went. Okay. Man, we're tripping over ourselves to get after them. Where'd they go? Oh, the enemy general got killed. Alright. So 3 units. Quick battle. Close victory. Ugh. Oh yeah, run that guy through. Alright, hopefully they don't,
Sir.
Alright, there's this one guy out here. Alright, I can't get you to... I can at least take you up there. So you can shelter somewhere for winter. Let's see if I can clear out the Northeast. There's still this guy over here. If I'm not seeing anything coming out up here... Oh, this is an enemy agent.
Ready and awaiting orders. March!
Falmouth, Maine. Interesting. So, New England's good. New York, bit in a bit of trouble right now. If anything, I'd like to be able to clear out the Northeast out here. I guess we're neutral with some of these Indian tribes out here, so let's not provoke them if we don't have to. Let's consolidate the Northeast as much as possible, and then push south and try and liberate the southern colonies. Forgot, Britain had this for some reason, but then after the war, Spain got Florida back, but then we bought it from them later, so... Alright, well, I guess that was a successful turn. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing. Policies. Auto-managed taxes, construction. No, I think I can handle it.
The overall happiness of a population is split between the ruling class and lower orders, with different factors contributing to the happiness level of
Everyone
each.
hates it.
Rebellion becomes a risk when part of the population is so unhappy that state repression can no longer contain public disorder. Always try to ensure that public order values remain positive.
How about does that affect my finances? That generates more? $53, what the heck? Growth this turn, tax rate. If I don't tax it, I guess it makes it less bad. How does it affect my finances? If that's the income I'm getting and I'm making less for that per turn, I just need to like suck it up. All right, next turn. Let's get the governor's residence. +1 repression in the building. So hopefully this turns things up. +1 happiness, upper classes, middle classes. An ordnance factory, which, yeah, we're going to need that for cannons. So. Alright, I guess I just have to end turn. Uh-oh. Oh, god damn it. A little piece of shit unit out. We're trying to consolidate. Fuck. Attack, you mean go to battle. Shit, I left Philadelphia under siege. Or exposed. God damn it. Where are the Brits attacking from? We do have a pretty strong fort here, although this is like too sparse for Pennsylvania. Oh, I guess is that Pennsylvania in the distance, and this is like the outlying fort to defend the town. Dude, you're bombarding this one outlying bastion. That's not going to do anything. Let's see here. So Firelock, armed citizenry versus what? Their First Lightfoot, Ferguson Riflemen. I like how there's cannons here, but I can't use them or something. Okay, there you go. Are they gonna try scaling something? What are you idiots gonna do? Oh. Move over. Dude, there's a guy right behind you. You're gonna get stabbed. Oh, well. I guess this was gonna come down to is just, Oh, they're abandoning this?
Following order. Moving out.
Oh, God. They are meleeing the hell out of us. I don't know if it was I just wasn't in position. Or what.
General, stop, sir. Orders understood. Immediately. Orders understood. On the level.
Oh, yep, we're faltering. Well, Pennsylvania is screwed. Due to my ineptitude. Alright, I can go back and take him. But man, this place is just going to be completely like... be constantly fought over. Oh, wow. So you can take up cannon positions? Man, I should have these guys pre-prepared on the wall. Man, I really should have had them pre-prepared on the wall. Could have actually done some damage. And these poor guys who are just like getting stabbed to death. They don't even have bayonets, do they? Well, the other guys don't, apparently. Man, look at their helmet wear. They got these, like, Roman LARPing helmets. Meanwhile, these guys are just blowing at a wall. We lost one guy. These guys have lost 16. Fight to the last man. Oh, it's literally one guy against the world, and he's dead. They got slaughtered to a man. I guess they're going to take the town center, and then that's over. Oh, well. Building lost? What building? Oh, they took the gate. And now they're going back outside? I guess so they can just go in through the gate. Ugh. Fucking Brits. What are these bastions, anyway? All wall's at 50%, and then what? The cavalry's gonna go charging in? What are you guys even doing? I still haven't lost a guy from here. Meanwhile, these guys are getting whittled down. With explicit cannon fire. Just speed this up, see what happens. Yeah, what are they doing? They're just going away? I did whittle them down like 60%. So that's good, I guess. Cav out here of provincial cavalry, whatever that means. This wall's gonna fall. Oh, so these are proper line infantry. Got their own, not even tri-corner, but like bi-corner hat. Oh, there goes the wall. Trying to go charging in? No, they're just gonna drag this out. Why did you disengage from this defensive position? I'm so confused. Why can't they? Oh. Get into position. Is there some command I'm not remembering here? That just moves them further down, so no, take up a position further up. No, do not go down into there. Use your... This is frustrating. What am I doing? I do not know this game that well. What are the dumb Americans doing? They're just faffing about on the top of the bastion. Or did they run out of ammo? Is that what happened? They're like stuck in melee mode. Jeez. Okay, I think that's the issue. They ran out of ammunition. I don't know, just go hide up in Command HQ at this point. Turn this into a melee slog. You want us out? You're gonna have to go really hard. Building captured. Come on, boys, let's do this. Got like 2 guys at every window. Oh, it won't matter. You're just going to capture the building's command center and then call it a quits, aren't you? Yeah. Now counts the timeout. And now they're just shooting into the building. Oh, well. Now they're going to try and slog it out. All right. I can't see it. There you go. Close to feet. Lloyd Forbes. All right, I got to take back Philadelphia. That's got to come first and foremost. All right, hello, Dutch.
The riot in this region has grown into an armed rebellion. There is no more time to negotiate a peaceful solution. Send troops in at once to defeat the rebels.
Where? Richard Steele, your agent has successfully completed his mission, returning sensitive information about the enemy. He will be ready to new orders next turn. What? Region lost. Yep. Understood. I don't see where this rebellion is. Oh, all the way up here? Are you kidding me? Alright, just get back here and take fucking Philadelphia. Oh, what the heck?
Settlement under siege.
Alright, I need you to go out and, like, freaking...
Victory will be ours. We are triumphant. Make ready. March.
take out all these little minor armies.
Victory. March. Sir. Forward. March.
Damn it. Oh, they took the port?
Fleet ready. That's land, sir. Weigh anchor.
Unfair. I rebuilt everything, and then they immediately came over and took it over for themselves. That's some money. So, Albany, New York. Damaged building. Never mind. What do we got? 6th rate sloop. Firepower. You go hang out up here. And some regiment of horse cavalry, dragoons. Throw in a line infantry. To reinforce this army, I'm gonna need to build this up as a second army. I can understand now the need for having armies stuck together so you don't have bits and bobs everywhere. Here, what is this? Iron mine. Let's consolidate in the areas that we have control over. Okay, I need some technology for that. I need measuring tools, agents. Can I hire new agents? Where do I do that? Fishing fleet. Governor's residence, +3 bonus to regional tax and +1 repression in the region. It's not a pressing issue. Okay, trait gained. Unit recruited. Intellectual advance. Lyricism. Alright, research and technology. So. Philosophy, or is it industrial technology? No, where is it like, where's, joint stock companies, wealth of nations, national debt, ugh. What is this one? Empiricism, under research. Technology research rate plus town and wealth in the region. Town wealth in the region enhances national prestige. Probably need more military technology. Ring bayonet. I guess I get this next turn. Tenant farms, land enclosures. Man, I need that just for gentlemen researchers. Okay, so that's what one of the agents is doing out over there. It's Falmouth, Maine. What's the... Oh, wait, here. Oh. I need a bunch of money for that. Damn it. I don't know. Yeah, recruit one militiaman here, just so that New York is not completely... I'm a researcher. Alright. Town poor. New Haven. School. It's also a school. Spurs, I need more. I need higher tech level for that.
Your humble servant.
I don't even have any farms. End turn. Let's just see what happens. Oh, motherfucker. What are the French up to? They're going down and... Oh, they want New Quebec? They're bombarding the town or something? Iroquois, stay the hell out of this.
As this region has a low population level, recruiting units here will have a greater negative effect on population growth than in a larger region.
Motherfucker. Oh, and now it's like completely taken. Oh my god, man, this is just snowballing out of control.
Siege work underway.
Turns until surrender, so I gotta hold out.
Yes, sir. Shall win.
Take out this army. Oof.
Infantry, form a line.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. Actually, we don't have to do that, so let's go off to their flank. Damn it, they're gonna... Of course, they can also reorientate themselves as well. See if we can concentrate fire on one since we're a little bit covered down over here.
General, stop! Orders! Infantry!
Taking an oblique formation. How's it working? 146. Can use plug bayonets. What are these guys? They're also militia. Then we have line infantry. Provincial cavalry, and I've got, what are these guys? General's bodyguard. Okay, back up. Widen up the ranks. They have their bayonets in? I don't think so. Getting weak. That giant wall? What the hell? You guys are suffering. Yeah, pull back. 160, 160. God. Losing slightly. Winning slightly, winning slightly. Losing slightly, yeah, because we're in a crossfire. Come on, break. Man, the American War for Independence is not going well under my tenure. Alright, form up. Alright, how are we going to do this? Take on the Lion Infantry. Try it out like that. Catch him in a crossfire. Go wider. Ah, shit. Plug bayonets. Oh, God. All right. Get out there and get them. I'm not getting flanked. I can't tell them to unplug their bayonets now. Once they committed to it, they're out. Don't let them regroup. Oh, God, are they coming out? Oh, wow. Oh, their general is fucking breaking. All in. Swarm them. Never mind. They can run away faster than we can hunt them down. God, this was a loss. I don't think of any of my like tactics, like creating a crossfire did anything to help, in all honesty. And no, once you go plug bayonet, you can't unplug the bayonet. Why I need ring bayonets more than anything else. Alright, end battle. Heroic victory.
Virtue and valor unconquered. Sorry, sir. Make ready. Prepare the troops for battle. Make ready.
Oh, we
for
can't
battle.
move. Shit. Now I got this rebellion going on right now. I gotta take Pennsylvania. Boston is like the one thing I got going for me. Go out and join them. Recruitment. Oh, how am I doing? Okay, rough. It's rough right now. Minutemen militia. Let's see here. Accuracy. I got some cash. Why not throw it into this? Regiment of Horse Cavalry. Wait, did I get these guys a dragoon or what? No, I got the Regiment of Horse Cavalry. All right. While trying to get the Navy up to speed here. Alright, they may have to sally out now next turn, so we'll see what happens. No, I stream other things. This is just a 4th of July special, since it's America. Oh, God. All they have are Firelock Citizen Armed Mob. Shit. What's my most favorite game? I don't know. Don't really have a hardcore favorite. Europa Universalis 4, probably because I have tons of hours in that. End deployment. Wait, I'm forced to do a siege? I thought the point of a siege is I could wait out an army. God damn it. Why can't I drag deploy? This is annoying. Do I like horror games? Not particularly. Not my, Hey, how's this even work? Oh, I guess they are sallying out, so... You just get behind the lines over here. What even are you? You're my howitzer? Toggle guard modes. Alright, let's see how much damage these guys can actually do. Those went clear over us. Guys, I'm gonna need you to move faster than this. What is your... Alright, where are the Dragoons? Alright, limber up, because you have shitty positioning. You expand your width. Move back. A hail of gunfire. Well, if they're going to be isolated like that, might as well go out. Alright, howitzer. Are you going to strike? Oh, that was ridiculous. Oh, that was ridiculously on shot. My experience in this game has been minimal because I don't play it often. I've basically only done this as a 4th of July special. Okay, alright. Already some units are breaking. Alright, unlimber in this position. Oh, wow, wow. Holy shit, we routed so many of these guys so fast. Nope, you mount up. You chase this one unit that's, Oh god, hold fire, hold. Do not fire at will, stand by. Now, what I need to invest in my channel is put out more videos. For shorts and shit. Alright, don't wear yourselves out. Slow down, guys. You go ahead and, Dragoons, go out and do it. Alright, you hold. Man, I hate backspace being hold. I should probably change that around. Oh, get over here. Alright, this wasn't going to be a disaster I thought it was. These guys broke pretty easily. But my god, this army is worn down. Heroic victory. All right. Oh, Oh, these little piece of shit units keep on popping up everywhere. God damn, I understand why. Oh god, I just gotta dig. I gotta dig this out. Remember to put these guys up on the walls. Oh no, wait, I don't even have a walled fortress over here. So, where is the city center that I need to defend? Doesn't really have one, so might as well just stand fast for a moment and see where they attack from. All they have is some mounted tribal auxiliary, and I guess they're waiting for the reinforcements to show up, so... Yeah, all the way out here. Who do they got? Oh. Way out there. Oh god, this is gonna be... Okay, hold up. Just fire in whatever position you can get on them. Where's the other guy? Are they just standing out there, or are they actually marching in? Well, they're taking their sweet time, so... Alright, you come out this side, and then attack. On the double. Yeah, me with my obsession with crossfires. Oh my god, fire. Wow, okay. Really, you're gonna break that easily? Well, if you just, like, moved out into formation like I told you to, this wouldn't have been a problem. I think we can combat and winning slightly. Are you kidding me? How are you winning? Combat even? Are you kidding me? Good. Finally, they're breaking. All right, they're retreating, but not broken yet. We have full-on Hessian line infantry coming in, though. No, just hold up in this house. Or the town hall. Alright, they're full routing out off the map at least. Yeah, let's just gang up in Town Hall and hopefully that lasts. Where are they going? All right. Oh, you know, get over here and melee these guys. Losing slightly. Good. I thought they'd come back. Ugh. They're the ones running away. Winning slightly. God damn it, I lost them. What are they doing? Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh, they reformed. Are you kidding me? And now they're just facing the wrong direction. All right, let's see how this shakes out. All right, one guy's shooting in the right direction. The rest of them are just sitting there and taking it. Winning slightly. Can we not have, like, rotating fire? Or did you run out of ammo? Is that what happened here? Yeah, I'm not going to make it that far in this campaign today, am I? Or I stream for 2 hours. I could probably go up to 3, but, gotta call it quits at some point. I don't even think these guys even get to have bayonets. Okay, both units keep on breaking and then running away. Run away. I guess they completely fucked off. They broke. What are you guys doing? Come on. Nobody want to assault the house? Oh, what the heck? Are they breaking? This is such a retarded battle. What the hell? I literally fought them off by holding up in a building. All right, they're not breaking as much anymore. What are we even doing here? I got 69 to their... If I charge out, it'll be stupid, so... We're just running down the clock at this point. OBS glitched out on me. God damn it. Yeah, this is just how it's gonna go. I think I edged them out slightly. But I have no incentive to attack because that definitely will screw me. So unless they think that they've got the balance of power. They got the mass. They could probably run an assault and actually wipe me out, but they're just waiting. While stupidly putting their backs to me. And the one guy who is just like constantly firing back and forth in there. What are we even doing here? I'm just looking at my phone right now. To celebrate 4th of July, some like nuclear energy company had all their employees sign their signatures on the reactor in color to make it match the God damn it. OBS keeps on glitching out on me. They just got to run down until this guy runs out of army. Exposed flank. Very tired. How's my doing? Fresh. Concerned. Exposed flank. Come on. It's just one guy shooting in there and he's not doing anything. I'm not going to add you on Discord if that's your warning. I don't need, my Discord's already overloaded as is. Guy was the thick, is that a goatee? Yeah, goatee and mustache. This guy's just got the stash. Man, they got some mean looking faces. No pretty boys to chance the ladies with. Charm the ladies with. Well, time's running down, so we'll see what happens. I'm going at 2 times speed, or what is it? Fast forward, forward. So we got a couple more minutes to wear this down. I'm in a strategic position, so I'm willing to slug this out because OBS. Oh,